So General Convention is the highest governing body of the Episcopal Church. It's really an elected legislature, which is no accident since the people who designed the US Constitution also designed a governance system for the Episcopal Church. So it is a bicameral legislature, and the lower house is called the House of Deputies. And each of the 110 dioceses of the Episcopal Church, which includes some dioceses that are not physically in the United States, each diocese elects deputies, and by the way, not delegates. We elect deputies, and each diocese has 4 clergy and 4 lay deputies. So it's not really a proportional house like the US House of Representatives, but it's closely. General Convention meets every 3 years. Because of COVID, it has not met. So it will be meeting next summer for the first time in 4 years. General Convention floats around the country. Next year it will be in Baltimore. The upper house is the House of Bishops. So every bishop of the Episcopal Church is a member of the House of Bishops, including retired bishops. And there has been some effort to limit the number of retired bishops coming to convention, but we need not worry ourselves about that. But it is also more than a legislature. It is the biggest gathering of Episcopalians that we have, although there are 700 deputies and a couple of hundred bishops, so maybe 1,000 representatives. There's usually 10,000 Episcopalians on hand. It's huge, and it's kind of Episcopal palooza. It goes on for 10 days, pretty much morning, noon, and night. There's an exhibition hall. There's all sorts of events. There's a daily Eucharist, and which is really actually one of the great high points of the day, because it's always something very different, and it's quite remarkable. But again, General Convention is what governs our church. So every controversial issue we have in our church and in our world lands on the doorstep of General Convention. So all of the many years of arguing and debating and dialoguing and having conflict over sexuality issues, over marriage issues, all of that was focused on General Convention. And there's always lots of things focused on General Convention. It's also where we take official positions on issues of the day, whether it's gun control or abortion or you name it, we take a position, and not easily often. General Convention is who is in charge of our liturgy. The Book of Common Prayer is authorized by General Convention, and there has not been a new Book of Common Prayers authorized since 1979. So there has been many, in recent years, there's been a lot of push to come up with a new one or revise it. And what has happened is supplemental books have been issued. So a priest friend of mine says, the Book of Common Prayer has children.